yo, Katt Williams was hating. A lot of stuff he said was hate.
I said that.
Like, let's be real.
Yo.
We are Levi's Wise Guys.
Check out the full podcast. Link below.
Let's start with Katt Williams, man. Katt Williams recently did one of the most viral, if not the most historic interview in podcast history in the last couple of years. Katt Williams spoke on a lot. He got into a lot of some chatty patty talk. He spoke his truth. He talked about his relationship with a lot of dudes that's in the industry, how he's doing it on his own. He's standing on business, right? He's been doing that. But Q, I think he set a lot of. I think he's a trailblazer right now. I think Katt Williams is a trailblazer in media, right? Think about some of the topics that we're probably going to discuss on this episode, whether it's Stephen A. Smith going at Katt Williams. It's almost like anytime someone goes nuclear now, it's going to be,
hey, man, they trying to be Katt Williams. They trying to do what Katt Williams did.
Do you feel like Katt Williams set a precedence, and just in general, should more people in entertainment, whether they're artists, being interviewed, media people, should they be more like loud and just kind of like entertaining as Katt Williams was on Club Shay Shay?
Some of the things Katt Williams said were like indisputable. Like, it's not saying that he was right, but it's more so like that's his opinion. You know what I mean? And a lot of his opinion was, in my opinion, okay, I can see how somebody can see, I can see how somebody can say that. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, he called Kevin Hart a plant, right?
Yeah.
I disagree. I don't think Kevin Hart's a plant. I've seen Kevin Hart's come up, throughout the years. Katt Williams was brilliant in his interview. It depends on what the definition of everything he's saying was.
Well, okay, besides Katt Williams, what's the last interview or just time you heard somebody, whether they're a host or a guest, that like was just they went nuclear?
People go nuclear every day.
Yeah.
It happens every day. It happens every day on First Take. The whole point of what I was saying earlier was Katt Williams did it tastefully. He did it strategically. He was pitting people against each other. Like, because of what he was saying, Steve Harvey and Mark Curry's beef from a long time ago has now been restarted.
Facts.
It got
reignited. Absolutely.
He was calling names out. He's putting Martin in a bad place. But the thing that's interesting about it is, Katt Williams is a very respectable comedian. He's a very respectable comedian. Some will call him a legend. I would say he's a legend. Everybody knows
100%.
who he is. For black comedy, he's helped propel it. He's a legend. So it's always interesting when you see legends talk about other legends. That's not what we get on a daily basis.
Bingo.
We don't get to hear a legend like Katt Williams call out literally every legend.
That's where I want
that we know. Like, dude, he's saying names of people that I've grew up on. Steve Harvey, Bernie Mac, Mark Curry, Martin, and then he was praising the Chappelles and the, Chris Rocks. So legend on legend, I've not seen that. And it doesn't happen often. And it happened twice in a week, 2 weeks span.
You know what's so crazy about Katt Williams is I thought what he did was he shook up the universe, the media universe. And what he did reminded me very, very closely of how Kanye West has been moving in the media.
For sure.
Right? When you talk about legend on legend, legends calling out other legends, speaking their truth. Now, I will say the only difference between Kanye and Katt Williams, that is a huge difference, is unfortunately we give more leeway to people who are comedians than we do people who are not. Because you know why? Because we can always lean on, well, they're comedians.
Because that's their point.
They're being funny, right? You can always lean on that. And that's why a lot of these dudes, they take a more comedic element to their criticisms, whether it's Charlemagne, right? There's always this comedic undertone that they use to kind of get out of what they saying and be like, yo, you can't really take me too seriously.
I'm just talking. I'm
said-
just talking. You know,
I was
I'm just
exaggerating, right?
But you know, the thing that
I think that's the key. But if we being real, dog, Kanye West has been calling out a lot of dudes and talking
he's been
his
doing it
truth
all the time.
but people have been saying he's crazy, and it's all about credibility.
Yeah, well, I think Katt Williams is crazy too. So let's not.
Do you really?
Let's-
Do
yeah,
you really
for
believe
sure.
that?
Yeah, for sure. He's crazy. In my opinion. I
don't think he's crazy.
I think he's crazy. I'm not
don't think
saying
he's
he's
crazy.
wrong. See, there's a difference between Kanye West. As much as Kanye West rants and all this stuff,
Yeah.
a lot of times Kanye West is accurate and right, but
Okay.
he's just kind of a little, off a little bit, in my opinion.
The biggest word I saw with Katt Williams is passion.
Yeah,
I get it. The
Yeah.
People have their own approaches.
for sure.
People do like. There's people who are more reserved. There's people who are more
Yeah.
outspoken. But like, bro, sometimes a lot of these people be biting their tongue, yo. They don't be talking real talk like we want them to.
Let's be real.
And I think sometimes you gotta call names.
But let's be real.
It might be necessary.
But you calling names that didn't call your name. You know what I mean?
No, they did call
No, I'm
his
saying,
name. Technically.
not at that. He didn't have. He didn't have to. It makes you rethink history. You know what I mean? And what Katt Williams did, if you calling out Kevin Hart and you calling out this, cool. But like now, when he calls out Steve Harvey and says Steve Harvey was stealing jokes and such and such, Steve Harvey was jealous of Bernie Mac during the Kings of Comedy times. It makes you really think history and be like, yo, like, was Steve Harvey really that great of a comedian?
Hey,
Was he a good guy? I liked him, but then like, should I have liked him? So that's the kind of thing that's kind of like troublesome, because at the end of the day, we black. We don't got like this. All we got, like, black comedians. We got to support our black comedians, and like for this legend to be tearing down our black comedians, the history that was built by these great black comedians, man, I mean, I'm just not a fan of that.
I think you having a conversation about being tasteful versus not being tasteful. But I also think that if you're Katt Williams, this is the last thing I'll say. If you believe somebody's lying, bro, tell your truth. Yeah, and if you happen to have to diss him, and yeah, he's black and the other guy's black, so what?
But
Doesn't mean you have to hold your tongue.
No, I'm saying for me as the viewer,
know what I'm saying?
as the listener listening to the podcast.
Like, do I think everybody? Would I love everybody to get along? Absolutely.
Yeah, but it's like,
But it don't work like that.
but it's like these are
We know that.
historical. Like, this happens in the NBA, like the LeBron and versus Jordan convos, where it's like, damn, we beating up LeBron to make your point about Jordan, but it's like, damn, like, can we have anything where we're the top? Can we have anything where the top of anything is just like not? So I'm okay if you're talking about Katt Williams telling his truth. I'm okay with that. If you said Steve Harvey still jokes, but what I didn't hear in that interview was Steve Harvey's a hell of a comedian. Don't get me wrong. I didn't hear that. Kevin Hart's a hell of a comedian. He's worked his ass off. He's funny. I didn't hear that. It was, I'm funnier than Kevin Hart.
But see,
but Steve Harvey is this.
But there
is no like paying homage to the history.
And that's where you could argue, which I don't hear many people talking about this enough, which is, yo, Katt Williams was hating. A lot of stuff he said was hate.
I said that.
Like, let's be real.
I said that.
He masked it with people say, oh, he's telling the truth. And yeah, a lot of stuff might have been true. Who knows? Yo, that's the other thing I ain't like. I ain't like how people were trying to come at Shannon talking about, yo, why didn't you push back? Like, bro, how is Shannon going to know what's true and what's not?
Yeah.
He's just the middleman. He don't know.
Yeah.
But regardless,
and he tried to push back. I mean, like, he was like,
in his own
with
way,
the Ricky Smiley, but it was like,
whatever.
it was just slandering these historical, like, I feel like when it comes to black entertainment, that happens too much. We slandering each other. Like, why are we slandering the legends?
But
and Katt Williams is a legend too.
But a legend,
so I can't co-sign this whole idea. We ranting. Should you tell your truth? If you're gonna tell your truth, be respect. Like, at least me,
man. After that,
Steve Harvey's a great comedian. Steve Harvey is funny, but I've seen incidents where he steals jokes. Cool.
Listen to the full episode, link below.